Greetings everyone, it's a Grypher here, and what a week it's been in World of Warships. Now it's nearly been a week, and I wanted to touch upon this a lot sooner, but real life comes in first. We have been busy, but that's neither here nor now. But we got a roadmap for World of Warships, looking at things that have been completed, that are coming soon and coming early next year. And there are some good things. There are some good things on there, but we're not discussing the good things. We are looking at what I think is probably one of the worst decisions in the roadmap. We're talking about submarines. So, as you're all probably well aware, submarines have been out for close to 3 years of testing through many iterations, many different mechanics, many different way they interact with vessels, from their homing torpedoes and other consumables. But personally, in my opinion, and I'm not going to speak on behalf of anyone else, even though I do have I believe a good sense of the community, but in my opinion, I don't think they were ready for the game. I believe that they were going to come to the game regardless, especially because testers are testing premium boats. But I was surprised to actually hear how soon they were coming. So this is one of the things that was announced in the roadmap: submarines in early access. So this is actually verbatim from Wargaming. We're now sure that submarines in their current state fit well into the World of Warships gameplay and are ready for the next step, their full release in the game. Now, I don't know about you, but I've played this game, Ouija. I'm not trying to say you don't play your own game, but submarines are not ready. Submarines are not ready for release. They may never be ready is the problem, because their interaction with vessels, the way they control zone of control, and they can just kill other vessels without having any implications or any repercussions, but without anything really punishing them for that, is beyond a joke. And just a point in case, I was told a funny little video photo of two submarines that rammed each other underwater and killed one another in the most recent couple of weeks, because they didn't even know they were there, because neither one had their consumable on. So that would be a pretty damned hard thing to achieve, I believe. But do we really think they are ready? So they announced an update 11.9, so that's next month. This will bring in early access to this ship type. So, well, there is one good thing from this. No longer will we see players who have 100 battles or 400 battles get access to tier 10 submarines. That's probably one positive, because now you're going to have to see players grind through the line. But still, I don't think they're ready, and I'm gonna that's my whole theme of this YouTube video. If you do believe they are ready, I'd love to see your points as to why. But they're coming out 11.9 early access to the US, German, which we've tested, and Russian submarines. Now, we haven't tested Russian submarines since the first days. Since the very first days, we haven't looked at them. They were touted as having the slowest reload, but the longest range torpedoes, and probably the highest damage. So they're going to be even more broken than submarines we have tested. So we're going to get a submarine mine that no one's seen, and it's going to absolutely murder people, probably, and it's got to save your flag. So, you know, no bias, but it's going to be absolutely broken, and that's coming out in early access. Submarines will be added in spring 2023, so that's not really that far away. Besides this, British subs coming out, and we get a sway of several premium submarines as well. Now they will get their own operation type. That was in the announcement. And I've got to say, I still have... We haven't even tested CV or seen the automatic CV ASW to see if it's workable or how workable it is. I think for submarines, if you're in the submarine, they're probably good enough to play now. But being a surface vessel, being the food, they are not ready. They are absolutely not ready. Like, you get limited hydro if they're deep. You're basically going to be in proxy range. They go so fast underwater. Some vessels have to sail. Like if you're a light cruiser, what have I got here? You can't sail on the Minotaur. He's going to have the roll-on, roll-off depth charges. Like, it's going to be murder for some vessels to engage these things, and things that can hit them comfortably, like Battleship ASW, they don't have hydro to detect them, so it's going to be a really, really bad change. And for me, it's a few things. The constant pings. So if you asked me personally, what would it take to make these submarines ready? It'd probably be two things. Pings themselves for the homing torps should be on cooldown. They should be able to get like 5 off, and then have to wait a 2-minute or say 60-second cooldown or something like that. And the second one would be to have your DCP not tied into homing torpedoes. Now, a lot of players that I've seen decent ones, they don't even use homing. They just use the higher damage aim, and they'll get hits in. But the homing torpedoes, if you de-linked the DCP action from the I'm pinged action for homing torps, that needs to be done, because there are lines, there are vessels, nations, and lines that have limited DCP. So if a submarine can just troll them, fire 1 or 2 torpedoes, constantly ping him, get a flood, or the BB's going to run out of DCPs and be at the absolute mercy. And that is trolling the player base. You'd hate to be one of those players. I wouldn't even recommend going down the lines of those nations with those limited DCPs if submarines become too prevalent in the game, because they're just going to be too powerful. And here's the other thing. Now, once they become full release, will people actually play them? Now that they actually have to grind down these lines, will players pick them up? Will you pick them up to grind them out and play? Will they be sort of come along to what RTS CVs were like? Remember them? At one point it was like they got so rare that you never saw them. And I've got a bad feeling that submarines in essence aren't popular, and they're going to end up in this fashion of they just won't be played. Now, I'd love to have some feedback. If you are watching this, please let me know. Do you think submarines are ready? As I said, I chat with a lot of people, even people that do enjoy subs, and it's a hard gauge. The majority would say they are not. If you do think they are ready, I would honestly love to hear your feedback as to why you think they are ready. And it might be that you just think that they're in a good spot. They've done a lot of testing and interactions are fair enough, even though some things like Dutch cruisers or certain premium vessels still don't have access to any anti-submarine warfare. So my end discussion of this is they are not ready. I'm sorry, Wargaming, you have missed this one. I don't think there is any middle ground either. I don't think they actually fit the game World of Warships. That statement where you said you believe they are a fit for the game, I think that's complete fallacy. They are not a great fit for the game. But I understand when the company's put in 3 years of R&D to make it work and everything else, and making underwater worlds, they need a return on investment, and it's just griefing the player base. And by putting him in for so long as live testing, all that's really done is have people accept them, that they have been in the game for so long that people see them, that oh yeah, they're ready, they're good for a release now, but when they're not. And I don't think we'll see much balancing from them. They're going to be the ultimate troll and grief class. Now, thank you for your time for listening to this rant. If you do have some feedback or different opinions, please leave your comments below.